Hey you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. If you have not clicked the subscribe button, please subscribe to this channel and like and share if you care. So I wanted to talk about trans dating and whether or not the refusal to date trans people is discriminatory. So my own experience with dating has been it's been a roller coaster ride. I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, and I faced a lot of rejection. And I think that has been the common thread that links me with so many of my brothers and sisters, is that often when you go down this journey, when you walk down this road, people reject you. My biggest issue with dating whilst being trans or dating as a trans woman is that, number one, I never I'm not the type of person to go after someone, whether it's at a bar, whether it's online. I am not the person who's going to make the first move. I've never been that girl, and I'm not about to start being that girl. It's always been the other way around. I've always had guys come after me, literally come at me with the spirit of Genghis Khan. And it's always been frustrating because when guys come after you, more often than not, they don't know your situation. They don't know your story. They don't know your tea. And I've always been put in very vulnerable situations where I've had to disclose to these guys. And by disclosing, end up being rejected. Now, this has happened more times than I care to admit. I remember this one time, I met this one guy at a club. And, he wouldn't let me go. He was all over me. He literally ditched his friends so he could be with me. Perfect gentleman. We go over to my place. He finds out that I am, in fact, one of the girls. And he just was not having it. He was still really sweet to me and really kind and whatever. But he was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not into this. Got into his Uber and left. And I remember crying so hard that night. Crying so hard. I just covered myself under the blankets and I was just screaming into my pillow because it hurt so much. And I think the reason it hurt so much was because this was such a common occurrence. It happened so many times where I would be talking to someone and, tell them my tea, and then they either are freaked out, act aggressively, or just get up and leave. And you're just left there thinking, what is wrong with me that's making all of these people want to run away? I've always felt that if a trans woman is if you're pre-operative, you've had everything done, you have the new equipment, you have the designer pussy, you have all of that. What is the big deal? What is the problem? Because clearly you were attracted to this person. Clearly they have the equipment that you're looking for. What is the issue? What is the issue? That being said, you know what? I tend to leave people to do whatever it is they feel comfortable with. If you are not comfortable being with me, if you are not comfortable being in my life or wanting to date me or even wanting to hook up, then please step aside because there is a queue of men that are trying to get to know me. And I'm not, and I honestly feel that a lot of times these guys who reject us do us a favor because the time that you're wasting on somebody who doesn't really want to be with you is time that you could have spent on yourself. It's time you could have spent cultivating a relationship with somebody who's actually interested in you. So I'm the type of person, I do understand though, I'm pre-op. Yes, I've had some surgery, but I haven't had the full snip. Penelope is still down there. And I definitely get, when some guys just are not down for chilling with Penelope. I definitely get when some guys are just kind of The equipment you have going on is not something I want to work with, and I don't want to be intimate with you in that way. Kudos, cool. Dating practices within themselves are discriminatory, and you have a right to be with who you want to be. And if something about that person makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you feel uneasy, or you've decided you're no longer down for that, whatever, it's cool. We all do it to some degree, you know. I mean, people get rejected for being overweight, for being disabled, for their HIV status. People get rejected for their height, for their religion, even for their race. People get rejected, especially here in South Africa. I have a friend who is, he's Caucasian. He's Caucasian. It's just he has the mixed ancestry. His grandparents are mixed, and technically his mom is mixed, but he's Caucasian. And he's been rejected by white people once they found out that, you know, he actually has mixed ancestry. Despite the fact that he is literally a white dude, he has been rejected. So I get it, you know, dating practices in and of themselves are discriminatory. But my thing is, I'm not going to I'm not going to force somebody to want to be with me. I think a lot of people that I've listened to and a lot of the articles that I've read from trans people who are really upset at cis people not wanting to date them, I feel like, you know, when you get upset for somebody not wanting you, you give your power away and you kind of make yourself a victim. These men that reject us are not the only men out there. They're literally not the only guys out there. And it's unfortunate that, you know, when you are one of the girls, you have to deal with some of this rejection and stupidity from people. But I really believe that we're strong enough to deal with all of this. We really are strong enough to deal with all of this. And that being said, there are enough people out there, and I cannot stress this enough, there are enough people out there who want us exactly as we are. People who don't have an issue with our story, with our strength, with our courage, with our bodies. There are people out there who love us as we are and who celebrate us as we are. So fixating on these guys that, you know, want to change their mind as soon as they find out, let them go. Let them go, because, you know, it saves you. It saves you once you know exactly who you're dealing with. And it allows you to focus on the men that are out there that are just better for you. Look, I get it. I've been hurt. I've been hurt by so many people. I've been hurt by so many guys. Even bisexual guys. You know, a friend of mine on Facebook, she sent me an article about bisexual people being less likely to date trans people. My angel, it's cool. It's totally chilled. It's totally chilled. I was actually always one of those people that believed that bisexual people only date cis people. Bisexual people predominantly date cis men or cis women or people that fit into the binary. I've always kind of believed that, and I've always kind of known that, and I don't hold it against them. That being said, it's important to realize that not everybody's going to reject you. Not everybody's going to turn away from you. There are people that are going to love you and accept you and want you just as you are. So getting mad at somebody who doesn't want to be with you only takes away your happiness. It only steals your joy. Let's focus on the people that do want to be with us. And I don't want to call anybody out. I honestly don't want to call anybody out, because that's not what this channel is about. But in as much as cis people are discriminatory. Trans people can also be very, very discriminatory. I used to love Nikita Dragon. Let me just move my PC here. I used to love Nikita Dragon until I watched some of her content. Like, I was obsessed with Nikita Dragon, but everybody knows she's biphobic. She doesn't want to date bisexual guys. And there are a lot of trans girls that simply refuse to date bisexual or pansexual or demisexual guys. And I get why a lot of them don't want to, because so many of us want to date men that will validate our femininity. We want to date men that love us for the women that we are, not the people that we used to be. I definitely get that, but I don't feel that. I honestly really don't feel that anyone can ever make you feel like a woman. I don't think anyone can ever make you feel secure. And if you're going to completely disregard, if you as a trans woman are going to completely disregard an entire spectrum of men just because they're bisexual, I feel like you're closing yourself off to something that could potentially be wonderful and so good for you. So, I personally, I'm the type of person, like, I will date straight guys, I'll date, like, bisexual guys, I'll date pansexual, I'll date demisexual. Um, it doesn't bother me. Even if a guy was gay, to be honest, I don't know what he would be doing wanting me, but I don't look at somebody and say, oh, because of your sexuality or because of your sexual past or whatever, I'm going to completely disregard you and shut you out. I don't do things like that, because I know that all these labels are going to prevent us from finding true love. All these labels are going to prevent us from being happy. All of these labels are going to keep us stuck in a box that we don't even really fit into 100%. Just remember, you are loved, you are beautiful. Don't ever worry about a stupid boy who rejects you because you're trans. Don't ever worry about that. All he can ever do for you is keep you away from somebody who truly was going to love you. Honestly, like, on this channel, I try not to go too deep into my own, like, dating experiences or even sex experiences, because I don't ever want to come across as though I think I'm, like, this goddess or whatever, and I don't want it to come across as though that's all that transitioning is about. But trust me and believe me, girl, they want you, so don't even worry about the ones who don't. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Love you so much. And just remember, you're beautiful where you are in transition. Okay, I have to go. This wind is killing me. All right, bye, you guys.